Hi everyone, I hope you're all doing well. I have a sinus infection, so I look a little strange, but I'm really glad it's not COVID, so I can't complain, and hopefully you can just get past the appearance. Because it hurts to touch my face and put on makeup. You can sort of tell, like that's what clued me in was I looked in the mirror and I was like, wow, it looks like somebody punched me. So I did see the doctor and he confirmed, it's not COVID or anything. It's just sinus infection. So, um, still staying home, catching up on some reading. And I wanted to share with you this fantastic book that I got for Christmas from a coworker. It was a really thoughtful gift, and I can't wait to show it to you. It's a journal for taking notes of what I've read this year. And it says the Bibliophile's Reader's Journal. And I just thought it was so beautiful. I wanted to show it to you. And I was going to show it to you and then write in it. But of course, I couldn't wait to get started writing in it. Now, the only thing that I didn't like about it was it didn't really have a place for last year. I wanted this to be my 2022 reading journal, but I also wanted a place for my top books of 2021. And there is this blank page here, but I couldn't bring myself to write on it because the book is just so pretty. So I found a page with print on it, and I made a list of my top 10 books of 2021. And then over here, I wrote down some professional development that I especially found beneficial in 2021 and what I studied in grad school in 2021. So for those of you who don't know, I'm getting a master's in actual reading, and there's a lot of really fascinating science behind like the brain and what it does when it's reading. And I don't know, it's just really, I think it's really fascinating. So that is my beginning of my book. I wish it had come, that is my only suggestion for this book, is I wish it had come with a page for the previous year so that you could write down, what you have from the previous year, what you have enjoyed and what you have learned. Now, Shelly Swearingen, I'll link her channel below. She did a really cool end of 2021 video where she talked about what did she learn, from herself as a reader in 2021. And she challenged her viewers to ask themselves the same question. So I really, really sat and grappled with that for a while. And when I listed all of the books that I liked best from 2021, I thought very, very seriously about what they might have in common. And I'm not like a real deep, lofty reader. I read professionally and I study the science of reading. And so when I read in my own time, I tend to read fluff, mostly like science, what am I talking? It's the sinus infection there. I'm sorry. I like a good murder mystery, or I like to keep guessing. I like character development. I like relationships among people in books. And so I really thought about, well, since these are books that I picked for my own like extracurricular reading, they weren't really like deep, thought-provoking books. But I still was able to manage to come up with some themes, some commonalities, and in general, like a lesson that I can say I've learned from these books. So I would say the lesson that I learned specifically from The Silent Patient, and It Ends With Us, and perhaps a little bit of Cackle, and One of Us Is Lying, and maybe even A Man Called Ave, and definitely Fool Me Once. The lesson I could pull from those, all of those books suggest to me to be very careful to reserve judgment. So if you think, for example, of The Silent Patient, I'm not gonna like give spoilers, but you're thinking one thing. You get to the end of the book and you realize that a lot of your thoughts throughout the book were based on assumptions. And definitely the same can be said with It Ends With Us. You know, if I had known what that book was about, I wouldn't have read it because of my assumptions. And I'm so glad that I didn't know and I read the book because it really challenged me. So Shelly, there you go. I was challenged in my reading this year to question my assumptions and to be very careful not to make assumptions and to really think about the assumptions that I do make. And when those assumptions are false, to try and backpedal and think like, okay, well, why did I make that assumption? And what can I learn about myself from that? I think that was a really good lesson to learn. And I would say that was my overarching lesson from 2021 reading literature. Okay, and then the other thing is, what did I learn about myself as a reader? Because Shelly talked a little bit about, you know, herself as a reader and how did she grow as a reader? What does she learn from herself as a reader? And I have learned, I guess I already knew this, but I knew I liked character development. I definitely knew that I liked character development as a reader. But what I learned from my list of 2021 books and reflecting on 2021 is that I really like books where people overcome darkness or depression or tragedy. I like these books where people start off just feeling so defeated and they rise from the ashes, if you will, you know. And to me, The Memory of Light by Francisco X. Stork was a really good example of that. And I just got so engaged in the character, especially the main character, and that idea of, you know, she starts off wanting to die and then she, you know, ends the book really life affirming, you know, just really filled with life and wanting life for others. And I loved that about that book. And the same could be said of A Man Called Ave. That one's not quite as serious, but he also, you know, wants to die in the beginning of the book. And by the end of the book, he's, you know, on fire for life. And I like that. I like that a lot about a book. I like a book that affirms the beauty in people and the beauty in life. So that was my big lesson from my reading in 2021. Okay, let me show you a little bit about this book because it is just so beautiful and it was a really thoughtful gift and one that I'm going to enjoy, I know. And I know already from my experience that when I get on YouTube and I talk about books that I've read, and if I've already returned it to the library or loaned it to somebody else, and then I'm like, oh, what's that person's name? Where did that happen? What was the setting again? So this is a really great resource because I can write down what I remember about a book. And then if I don't have the book, I can still do a video about it or talk about it or loan it to someone else. But aside from that, this is just truly a lovely book. I spent like a good hour just looking at it and enjoying the pages. So it tells you the title of the book, the author of the book, and let's see, some plot notes and some character notes, some favorite quotes, and other books read by the author. And I found myself writing down plot notes and like for character notes, just I need that. I need to write down who's who in a book. And for other books read by the author, I found myself sometimes writing other books with similar themes or other books that this book would remind me of, you know, because that's just how I think of books. So it's fine. I'm fine with just taking what's in the text and adapting it and making it my own. But as you can see, I've already started writing in this book. And I want to show you, they have some book covers here that are just beautiful. These are, I think I'm going to need my glasses, and it hurts to wear my glasses because of my sinus infection. But these are some old book covers. Emma and The Maltese Falcon, Godfather. So really beautiful book covers. And you can see I've already started planning for coming up. So soon, be on the lookout for a video of Behind Her Eyes. That was one that I read recently that I just really liked. I don't mind giving you a little sneak peek. I read that one, and I read another one called I'm Thinking of Ending Things. Loved this book, hated I'm Thinking of Ending Things. But I think that's a polarizing book from what I'm told, what I've seen on the internet. People either love or hate that one. So I didn't like it. But I'll do a review on that later. That's coming up. But let me show you this. Okay, so Fahrenheit 451. I had to write about that because I did that with the Eclectic Book Club. And then I've saved a page here for Odysseus by Homer, or the Odyssey, also doing with the Eclectic Book Club. Winter Solstice, that's one that I'm doing with another club. It's, I forget what it's called. I'll put it on the screen, like the Gentle Reads book club or something, and it looked really good to me. But anyway, and then a whole bunch of books. I just love looking at all these pages and thinking like, oh, I read that book, or what a beautiful book, you know? So this one has Big Little Lies I've read, The Glass Castle, We the Animals. I've never heard of that one. We Need to Talk About Kevin, Nora Ephron. So just really beautiful. So beautiful. Crazy Rich Asians. I read that. Okay, and then more places for your notes. Jane Austen's writing room. Isn't that great? And it has like just a little picture. It has a couple of different Jane Austen things in here. She has a small gold ring with a turquoise stone. Very cool. And then various editions of Pride and Prejudice. So I thought that was really cool. Various books. I actually got on the internet and looked on the internet and compared them to these illustrations. There were, of course, many more on the internet, but these were definitely there. So more pictures of books, lots of those. Novel food. I loved this page. I thought this was so cool. So the one I recognized was The Unlucky Crab Missing a Leg from the Joy Luck Club by Amy Tan. I thought that was great. And then let's see, there's The Perfect Key Lime Pie for Throwing at an Ex-Husband from Heartburn by Nora Ephron. Just, there were some really cute things. Here's one. Butter beer, and Bertie Bott's Every Flavor Beans from Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. I'm not a Harry Potter person, I apologize, but I know a lot of you guys would appreciate that. So I'm going to show you that. I just thought it was so cool. Ooh, Avocado with Crab Salad, and Food Poisoning from the Bell Jar by Sylvia Plath. Oh my. You know, I read that. I don't remember avocado, but I did read it a long, long time ago. So maybe I should reread it. Henry David Thoreau's Writing Room. It's just beautiful. I mean, I could just spend all day looking at this book. I will try to pick up the pace a bit. More pictures of books. Wild by Cheryl Strayed. I know that's one of Shelly's favorites. Bookstore cats. I actually looked this up. I actually looked to see if these are in fact cats from bookstores. And I did find an article on the internet mentioning some of these. So I thought that was pretty cool. Truffles was a little annoyed that she wasn't on there. I think I'm going to have to make Truffles a bookstore cat. And here are some more book covers. The Great Gatsby. I'm very familiar with that one. Let's see, The Scarlet Letter, Catcher in the Rye, The Bell Jar, Clockwork Orange. I'm familiar with a lot of these. A lot of these are classics. Really cool. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, The Dubliners. And then just another side page with pictures of books. It's just the prettiest. I can't wait to, it makes me want to read so that I can get in here and start filling out these pages. Like I say, I already had to go ahead and get started. Oh, bookmobiles and more. Isn't that nice? It has like different types of bookmobiles. I like this one. The bookmobile That's like literally a mobile bookmobile. I guess they all are, but okay. And then another page with some book covers. Girl in Pieces. Let's see. Knockout, The Joy Luck Club, Goldfinch. Really pretty book covers. Books to check out, and it has, I like Steinbeck quite a bit. It has The Grapes of Wrath on there. I like his books. I don't necessarily care for his views as a person. I mean, I'm not a theory of evolution person, but I do like his books. I think I've talked about that in another video. My youngest wanted to read Of Mice and Men, and I read it with him. And then after I read it, I was like, yeah, no. And we had a pretty interesting conversation. He was pretty upset by the ending of that book. But I think it's important to read the book with an open mind and then discuss those things, you know. But these are some really cool book covers. And I love this print here too. It's just, it makes me like reluctant to write in the book because it's so pretty. And then these are books to check out. So can I just say, when I am watching other booktubers, I often am watching on one computer, and on the other computer, I'm typing in the search engine, you know, I'm looking for the books that are being discussed, because there's particular booktubers too, where I'm like, I know that I like their taste in books. And so, excuse me. So I like to look for the books, but now I can just take this with me and jot down notes while I'm writing or while I'm watching the booktuber videos. And I can also do post-it notes. So I don't want to mess up the pretty page. I might end up not getting the book. I can always just do post-it notes. And then if I have post-it note here, you know, and then if it becomes important enough to actually take from the post-it note and transfer onto the page, so be it. Oh, A Tale of Two Cities, some Harry Potter, Alice in Wonderland, and The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Really old copy of Lion and the Witch and the Wardrobe. Just beautiful. And this is all notes on books to check out. Some more pictures of books. Just so pretty. And the pages, by the way, are nice and thick. Like if you like to, I like to touch pages. I like pages that feel really good and thick. Let's see. Ideas and inspirations. I love that. Now I thought about writing my favorite books from the previous year at the end of the book, but that seemed weird. So I do like that there's a spot for ideas and inspirations though. And the pages here, they have Lolita, they have In Cold Blood by Capote, they have One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, To Kill a Mockingbird, Lord of the Flies, Watership Down, Invisible Man. Just really beautiful books. And then ideas and inspirations, they have little picture of little book on each page, you know, in the corner. So here's color purple. The Girls. That one's kind of creepy looking. Gone with the Wind and Zadie Smith on Beauty. And then reading recommendations. Beautiful picture on this last page of reading recommendations. They have Never Let Me Go, Life of Pi, The Namesake by Jhumpa Lahiri. I love Jhumpa Lahiri. The Human Stain by Peter Roth. I can't honestly say I know all of these. Infinite Jest. I know some people really like Infinite Jest, so there you go. And then they have, even back here, they have different books that they recommend. So they have book club, darlings, cult classics, essays, fantasy. Bookish people recommend Dark is Rising by Susan Cooper, Matilda by Dahl, Margaret Atwood. I don't know, Orcs and Crake. I probably ruined that. And the Song of Dodo, the Song of the Dodo. So that's a pretty page with a bunch of different books. Sorry if I butchered that. I can blame my sinus infection, though. I am not all there right now. But I wanted to get on here and do this video because I haven't done a video like for a week. And Bookish People also recommend Bad Feminist by Roxane Gay, The Turner House by Angela Flournoy, and Anagram by Lori Moore. And finally, novels of the 21st century, and then short stories and more bookish recommendations. Gabby, A Girl in Pieces, The Honest Truth, A Madman Dreams of Turning Machines, and the Zuni Cafe Cookbook. So that's it, BookTube. That's my wonderful gift that I got for Christmas, and I cannot wait to start writing in it and sharing with you all of the different things that I'm reading. And hopefully next time I get on here, I'll be in better health. And but you know, just keeping it real. So I feel like I'm among friends in BookTube community, and hopefully you enjoyed my video of my reader journal. Okay, until next time, I hope everyone is doing well and keep on reading.